Hello art students. Today we are going to be working on a project that is about minimalism. Minimalism, as you see right here, is about the minimal amount of design and work into it. You want to use only basic lines and shapes. You don't do anything fancy, you don't add a lot of detail. It's very simple. It's all about being simple. So you can divide a single sheet of paper up, or you can draw a block. I'm going to draw a block today just because it's easier for me to do this while filming. So I've got a rectangle. So get your rectangle on your paper. Now you're going to divide this rectangle up into smaller rectangles and squares. What you want to do is you want to make sure that when you divide it, you're having different sizes. So we're going to start dividing. And if you have a ruler and you want to use a ruler, feel free. I'm not. I'm just going to freehand this because if you don't have a ruler, then you can just follow along and freehand with me. Makes things, so much easier. But as you see, I'm just cutting up the bigger box into smaller boxes. Doesn't matter how I do it, just so long as I do it. So after you do it, you want to cut them up to, 13, 14, maybe 15, 16 boxes. You don't want too many. And you're going to be using 4 colors today. And the 4 colors you're going to be using are white, which will be leftover paper. So the white part of the paper will be left over in certain boxes. So you don't have to worry about coloring those. The other 3 colors are going to be red, yellow, and blue. So make sure you have a red, yellow, and blue. You can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use colored pencil, you can use whatever you want, but you need to make sure that you use red, yellow, and blue. Now, if you don't have one of those colors, you can substitute. So if you don't have a red, use an orange. If you don't have a blue, use a green. If you don't have a yellow, grab a purple. It's okay. But you only want to make sure that you use 3 colors. So just 3 colors. Plus white. And the white again will be the paper. So 3 colors plus white. Now, I've got this divided up. I'm going to go ahead and divide it 2 more times. There. So I've got all my rectangles and squares, whatever I've wanted to cut up the box into. So, minimalism is about using the smallest amount and the simplest amount of lines and details. So, we are using very little lines, very little detail. It's just a lot of boxes and some colors. So, 3 colors plus white. So, a lot of this is going to be left white, but there's going to be a lot of color as well. So, whatever you do, you want to make sure that you repeat colors, but you don't repeat them at the same amount. What I mean is, if I use yellow 2 times, I don't want to use red 2 times. I'll use red maybe 3 times. And if I use yellow 2 times and red 3 times, then my blue I want to use 4 times. Now, again, you can use any colors you want if you don't have those colors. But that's how I'm going to do it. So now I've got my yellow. And how many times did I say I could use it? I can only use it twice. What that means is I'm going to pick 2 of these boxes to color in. So I can only use yellow twice. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do that one over here. Same color should not touch. So you have plenty of space. So do not let your yellows touch. Do not let your reds touch. And do not let your blues touch. Next is red. I said I'm going to use it 3 times. So for red, I'm going to do this box here. It's okay if red touches yellow. And obviously it's okay if red touches white. But red cannot touch another red. We do that pretty often in our art projects, how make sure the same colors don't touch. So it's pretty easy. So there's 1 red. And here is the second red. And then up here is going to be my third red. So now I've got 2 yellow, 3 red, and now we're going to do 4 blue. So for blue, I am going to do this long, skinny rectangle right here, blue. And you just want to try to stay in your lines as best you can. If you get out of your lines, it's not the end of the world. So because I did that, I can't do any of these others down here blue. And in fact, I have to move around. So I'm going to do that blue there. I'm going to do this up here blue. Now, you'll notice I've run into a problem that happens a lot of times when we do art and we say same colors can't touch. Well, I can't put any more blues right here because that blue would be touching, that blue would be touching, that blue would be touching, blue would be touching there. Can't do that because blue would touch there and there. Can't do that. So whenever you run into that problem with minimalism, it's super easy to fix. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do. All you have to do is pick an area where you have another square, and I'm just going to split it again, and now I have a spot that I can do blue, and it won't touch the other blue, and I've done it 4 times. So this is minimalism. It's very simple. It's 3 colors plus white, separating one big box or one whole sheet of paper into smaller rectangles and boxes and squares. So that's it. And notice how there's a lot of white left. That's part of minimalism. You can actually have more white than this if you divide it up or if you're using a bigger sheet of paper. But the main thing you want to do is the 3 colors plus white. Simple straight lines, no curved lines, no zigzags, no loops, no wavy lines, no squigglies. And whatever colors you use, you want to repeat them, but you don't have to repeat them the same amount. So like I used yellow twice, I used red 3 times, I used blue 4 times. And I also showed you how you can problem solve if you run into an issue with minimalism and you're going to have the same color touch. What you can do, just split some of those boxes into smaller boxes. That'll free you up and allow you to keep going, and nobody will know the wiser. Nobody will figure it out because it's meant to look like a bunch of boxes. All right. Well, hope you learned something. Hope you have fun. Take care and always stay creative.